if you're going to make us live by these laws, then you're going to live by these laws too. And you're going to have to see what it's like to have your Second Amendment rights taken away from you when you haven't even been convicted of a crime. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So do I have a story for you guys today? A story of somebody who has pushed and promoted gun control in the state of California, now having that same gun control actually used against him. We're talking about a guy in San Diego named Nathan Fletcher. He was a supervisor there. He also had aspirations. He was running for a Senate seat in the state of California as well. So he was kind of going places, right? Well, he found himself in a little bit of hot water. And now this is a guy, a Democrat, who's pushed for all the gun control measures that you see in California, like red flags and everything else, okay? This is a guy who wants you to live under those rules. Well, guess what? After his problems that he's come out with, none other than the San Diego County gun owners decided to file a red flag against him, a GVRO, or a gun violence restraining order. And they also asked the sheriff to revoke his CCW. So while he thinks that everybody else should, be red flagged if they have problems, now he's the one finding himself red flagged. So let's go ahead and talk about exactly what's going on here. You're going to want to hear it. Real quick before we get started, I noticed that more than 50% of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. If you have a quick second, hit that subscribe button. It's free, that little bell notification. I do about 5 or 6 videos a week on Second Amendment topics. We do reviews, and we really have a good time on this channel, and I try and inform you about everything that's going on across the country. So if you want to see more of this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Let's get to it. So some of you might not know who the San Diego County gun owners are. They're a membership group, a pro-Second Amendment group, and they've actually done quite a bit of good, not only in San Diego, but for the entire state of California. They work closely with the FPC and other groups, and they've actually affected change in that state. As a matter of fact, they probably haven't even gotten enough credit for the things that they've done. So it's a great group down there. They're always doing a lot of good and trying to preserve people's Second Amendment rights, especially in that county. Now, here's the thing that I want to talk about first. Why would they file a GVRO against somebody when they have been clearly against GVROs since the very beginning? Okay, they're adamantly against it. They're 100% against it. So why would they then go and file it against somebody? It's because, and this is just my opinion, but I've watched several interviews, I've read articles about this and heard what they had to say about it, and in my opinion, they filed it against him because in San Diego County, I believe there's been like over 1,000 GVROs, right? And so we have all these people that are living under these rules, but for some reason, when it comes to people that have a little bit of power or influence, they don't seem to be under the same rules that the average everyday person is. And so basically what they were trying to say is, hey, you live in California, you make us live by these laws. If you're going to make us live by these laws, then you're going to live by these laws too. And you're going to have to see what it's like to have your Second Amendment rights taken away from you when you haven't even been convicted of a crime. Now, there has been a pretty disturbing lawsuit that was filed against this guy. I read it. It's kind of disgusting, the things that he's accused of doing, sexual harassment and things like that with, people who used to work for the city and so forth. So, he's been accused of something, right? He hasn't been convicted of anything yet. But in California, right, that's one of the things. You don't have to be convicted of anything. You don't even have to actually break the law. People just have to consider that you could be, a danger to yourself or others. And that's pretty much all that it takes in the state of California. Now, he has made some public comments about his mental capacity and his mental fitness and things like that that were also a little bit disturbing, and those could be used to file a GVRO against him as well. And those are the types of things that usually get people in California when it comes to a GVRO. So if you say something online, or you say something in public, or you say something to one of your loved ones or something like that, they can just simply use that and file one against you. And without you ever being convicted of anything, or in some cases even charged of anything, you can have your Second Amendment rights removed from you. So again, the San Diego County Gun Owners Association, they saw that, and they decided to hold him to the same standards that everybody else is being held to in the state of California. So again, while I don't support GVROs, they don't support GVROs, it's still nice to see that somebody who spoke in such support of these laws and such support of these rules and really wanted to push them on everybody in the state of California, I'm sure would have been just as happy if everybody else in the entire country had to live under these laws as well. It's nice to see them held under the same standards that they're forcing on the rest of us. Now, I have a letter here that they wrote, the San Diego County Gun Owners wrote to the local sheriffs, And I want to read that to you guys real quick. I'll put it up on the screen. So this is a letter that was dated April 4th, 2023, and it goes to the district attorney, county sheriff, city attorney, and the police chief. So it says here, titled Law Enforcement Leaders, as you know, there are many current laws concerning firearms which our organization disagrees, and we continue to work to get them overturned. I believe we all agree, however, that special treatment of officials should never be tolerated. Last week, a lawsuit against Supervisor Nathan Fletcher was filed, which includes accusations of sexual assault and battery, sexual harassment, and other illegal behavior. It's not unusual for those accused of this level of illegal activity to have their concealed carry permit, CCW, revoked and a GVRO filed to remove all access to their firearms. In addition to the lawsuit, Supervisor Fletcher released a statement stating that he is too mentally unstable to continue with his campaign for state senate and that he is entering treatment for addiction. Another problem, okay? The purpose of this letter is to ask for an update on the progress made to revoke Supervisor Fletcher's CCW and to file a GVRO against him. He's been vocal about his support for GVROs and for heavily restricting CCW holders, especially when they're accused of violent crimes. I look forward to any progress or update that you can provide me, sir. Sincerely, Michael A. Schwartz, San Diego County Gunners, PAC. So there's two things that are really going on here. One, obviously, they want everybody to be held to the same standard. So everybody who lives in California, if you're going to force these laws on us, then you know what? You're going to be under those same laws as well. And so if you're going to hold us accountable, you're going to be held accountable. But number two is that the GVRO has not been administered yet. So it's been filed, but they haven't granted the GVRO yet. So if they don't grant that, then it's going to show that there is a two-tiered system and a system of hypocrisy. On one hand, you have people that are pushing for these things on a pretty much daily basis in that state. On the other hand, they're not held accountable to it, while the people below who don't have any of that influence or power are held accountable to it. So again, two things. You live under the same standard, or two, we point out the hypocrisy. Either way, it's going to show some type of failure in the system. So I got to be honest, I got a little bit of joy out of reading and researching this today and finding out that, you know, a gun control Democrat in the state of California is now facing the penalties of the laws that they push. I mean, my inner child was just kind of like, yeah, you know, but I don't know, maybe that's just my initial reaction. I'll think differently whether or not it was a good idea that they filed the GVRO to begin with. I'm not sure, but I'd like to know what your opinion is on this matter, and you know, whether or not you think they did right, or maybe you think that they did wrong. You know, either way, let me know down in the comment section, because I'd be curious to see what you guys think about it. My initial thoughts were, you know, finally somebody's held accountable in the same ways that they make us accountable. So there you go, buddy. You know, take it. This is your pill. You created it. You swallow it. So sleep in the bed you made, right? Anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys that story. Again, there'll be a link down below if you want to read the entire story. Thank you all very much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.